midday Tuesday, 8 o'clock their time is when these terror attacks began. At the first at the airport, the second 9 o'clock at that train station. NBC's Richard Engel reported on the what is believed to be the reality about those who perpetrated these attacks.
One senior U.S. counterterrorism official told me that this seems to be a complex and coordinated attack. That this was not the work of a group of amateurs, that this was a sophisticated terrorist attack, that there were 2 explosions at the airport, Terminal B at the airport.
Richard Engel speaking there to
the screens are so bad for President Obama. He's speaking in Havana. Right, and he's talking right now.
He's talking about how Raul Castro was right about the unfairness of income inequality in the United States.
Right, he did do that, and he also, by the way, yesterday he posed obviously in front of a statue of Che Guevara, a guy who suggested nuking the United States and also committing a terror attack on all of the major facilities in the United States in November 1962. There's Obama praising these people, and on the split screen next to it is the footage from what's going on in Brussels.
Well, understand that the president is giving a speech that was prepared in advance. We in the media were given the alert that the president at the beginning of that speech would speak about the situation in Brussels. He did for 52 seconds, not as long as, quite frankly, I had anticipated or some others, I'm sure, had anticipated. But you know what?
52 seconds is not an appropriate amount of time, nor were his comments appropriate to the size and scope of this. If 35 Americans had been killed in a terror attack in the United States, I guarantee you that foreign leaders, no matter where they were, would have delivered more than 52 seconds of comments before going into a self-glorifying routine about how they've ended the Cold War in the Western Hemisphere, even as the people who he's talking to imprison dissidents.
What I expected from the president, quite frankly, even just to say a little bit more, was you expect to hear something like, I've been in communication with our Director of Homeland Security, I've been in communication with...
I've offered all resources.
Yeah, to assist, obviously, the people in Belgium, which he did say we stand with them, but also to
address... I'm sure they feel very stood with right now.
To address domestically that the president is at a heightened level of alert regarding our security here at home, because when these things happen in other countries, it's natural, given what happened in San Bernardino, right here at home, it's natural for all of us to wonder about our own safety here in America when we see these things happen in Europe, as we've seen more than a couple of times recently.
I mean, Brussels is the home of the EU. Brussels, this one attack in the subway wasn't just trying to get people going to and from work at 8 o'clock in the morning their time, midnight our time, but it was strategically located near an American embassy.
That was at 9 a.m.
And the EU, at 9 a.m. And then the airport near an American Airlines and United Airlines, desk, its guests had already gone through security and were trying to get on their plane. It was strategic, and if President Obama doesn't see that ISIS doesn't care, and they're continuing to go after soft targets, and they're continuing to try to go after the ideas and the freedoms of the West, and they want to kill American citizens, as they said after the November 13th Paris attack, that the blood of the Americans tastes the best and is the most rewarding. This is the disgusting crap that they were putting on social media after the fact. Then he is more ridiculous than we've witnessed for the past 7 years.
Anthony,
and thank God we've only got 10 months of this left, but we've got to be very serious about who we elect as our next president, because they're going to have to deal with this.
Anthony Barrett talked to CNN. He was in a hotel across from the airport terminal building. He told CNN, quote, "When I opened the curtains and looked out, I could see people fleeing." He said he's seen up to 20 stretchers early this morning carrying people from the terror attack site, the airport site. Luggage trolleys were also being used, he said, to transport the wounded, adding, quote, "It's clearly a very serious incident." This is obviously a developing story, a breaking story. The latest from Belgian state media is that the death toll is at 34, with more than 170 injured. We'll continue to follow the breaking news here out of Belgium and Brussels, where 2 terror attacks happened, one at the